So I'm definitely feeling angers in people's physiologies. And this is a little bit, it's rather close to where we left off last night. We were working with anger in around the third chakra area, around the stomach midsection area. But I'm seeing it stretching out beyond that. And I'm definitely seeing it in something I call the electronic belt, which is an energy form that runs around the body kind of horizontally. It's like an equator. Think of it like an equator around the body energetically. And that electronic belt, I'm seeing several things. The first thing I'm seeing is that the energy flow through that area, that electronic belt, isn't working the way it's supposed to do. I'm seeing people with the energy shorted out. We need a full complement of life force in the physiology. And of course, that ties into age. And in honor of all the guests here today, I think I'd like to touch on that a little bit, even though I know we have people with us today from all ages. The electronic belt, thank you. Thank you. So I'm just asking your God presences, because I've seen the electronic belt in everybody, but I've never seen it wanting to transform the way it wants to transform right now for all of us. There's definitely a distinct blockage in the flow of energy through this area. Now, what I do know about the electronic belt, as I'm continuing to look and getting feedback from everybody's God presence, the best way to deal with that, is that the electronic belt is also an area that often can trap or hold unwanted energies. It can act a little bit like a storage closet that is just where we kind of throw stuff that we don't want to deal with or that we don't need or want. Karma. It's really common for karma to collect in the electronic belt. But what I'm seeing has less to do with the collection of stuff, even though in the group we've got stuff collected in the electronic belt. What I'm seeing has more to do with the actual way we metabolize, store, and utilize energy in the body. And this I'm seeing, and this is new information for me, everybody. So thank you to all of you, because when we come together as a group, always new knowledge comes out, which is what's so exciting about these webinars. This electronic belt is related to the function of the mitochondria in the cells, the mitochondria in the cells of the body. It's connected to there's a connection, energetic connection. So what's happening right now is through this instrument, I'm waking up inside myself. And as I do that, because I'm being your mirror, like I'm not healing you, you're healing you, right? But as your mirror, I am accessing the part of myself which can read very fine structures in the physiology, like cell by cell by cell, or molecule by molecule, atom by atom, that part. There's a part. And, I have over the years given names to all these different structures in the physiology and in the being, in the energy field of the being. This is a structure at a very fine level. If we've got our little imaginary ocean diagram here, our imaginary mountain scene here, that at the top of the mountains are the physical forms, the most manifest level of the body, and at the finer level we get to the finest, the most abstract expressions of intelligence. And down there's specific intelligences, which are this particular family or body of intelligences that can read details, are linked or yoked. They are associated with certain locations in the causal realm, which are, you could think of like academies, like an academy. There's certain parts of your being that have a relationship with places, cosmic locations, which have, they're like holding locations for certain kinds of knowledge, archives, and in this case, something that's more like an academy, like a kind of a healing academy. I describe as it wakes up for everybody. So you have this structure, and think of these structures basically as, you can think of them as a kind of a family structure, that you've got your individual self and then you become more of a collective. And I was going to say, think of them like tools in your toolbox of consciousness, but they function less like an instrument and more like a friend. Even though it's all consciousness and it's all you, they function more like a friend than they do a tool. You can't misuse a tool or a musical, maybe more like a musical instrument that you treat with a lot of respect, like that. They're reading through. So now everybody's reading through for everybody. Some people, we've got ancestors online. There are at least 3 big families that are coming online here with us as well, which means that the reading is going through to the ancestors, which means that the healing is affecting not only the individuals in the group, but also their ancestors. For anybody and everybody who needs this, thank you. I'm just checking into what's happening here. So, tie into yesterday's webinar. So, apparently, there is a relationship between particular quality of light, which we tend to associate with our sun, and the mitochondria in the cells, the energy in our bodies. And what we're looking for here is, or what seems to be the direction that we're taking here, is clearing or cleaning really, really fine, like a fabric, like relationship of very, very fine meridians or ties or threads that connect between the power centers in the cells and that electronic belt. Evidently, according to the read that I'm getting off of everyone's God presence right now, the electronic belt has a vast potential, which I had previously only barely glimpsed. So I'm seeing that there are ways of consciously utilizing the potential in the electronic belt to allow an individual to perform all kinds of incredible behaviors, express capabilities, be the most perfectly formed and perfectly made tool for the expression of divine being. And we're not really tools either, right? We're also people, but be the most perfect form that one can be, and to be able to do exactly what one needs to be able to do to be in union with the divine and to be a perfect expression of that. Okay, so that's a lot of information, and I'm just making sure that everybody gets that as a download, because it's so much information, guys. In order for me to spit that back out to you verbally would probably take this webinar and several others. And we want to kind of stay a little bit focused on our task at hand today. But don't worry, every new body of information that comes, I put it out as much as I can. I'll put it out in as many forms as I can to the internet, in the newsletters and in the blogs and in the videos and in more webinars, etc.